Hello and welcome to the final part of my behind the scenes series where I go through the process of creating my Cyberspace Pirates animatic in Blender and show you how to use my add-on ActionBoards. If you are just joining the series now, you can catch up by watching the first 3 videos. Links to them are in the video description. In the first 3 parts, I showed you my storyboarding process from 3D scene blocking all the way through to final cleanup. In this final video, I'll be showing you how I use ActionBoards editorial features to edit my animatic, as well as how I use the add-on to export the animatic into different formats. Since I've already covered my creative process in the previous videos, this video will serve more as a direct how-to video for highlighting ActionBoards' latest editorial features. The first of these features I'm going to show you are all under the Scene Tools menu in the Editorial Workspace. Many of them are self-explanatory. The Create New Scene button creates a new scene. The trash bin beside it deletes selected scenes, and the start frame and duration determines the length of any new scenes you create. There's a toggle button to switch between using a 3D camera or a 2D orthographic camera to be added to any new scenes you create. This is a handy feature if you plan to work in a fully 2D storyboarding workflow, just like the one I used in my Chicken Man animatic. The next set of tools are under the Edit Scene heading. We have Duplicate Scene, which duplicates the active scene. Split Scene at Playhead, which breaks a scene into 2, using the position of the playhead in the video sequencer. The Extend and Shorten Length buttons, which use the playhead to extend or shorten the length of the nearest scene. Finally, at the bottom of the Scene Tools menu, there are buttons to reorder your selected scenes. The right and left arrow buttons will shift the order of your selected scenes by 1 to either the right or the left. And the Push Scene to Playhead will move your selected scenes to the closest point on the timeline to the playhead, allowing for faster scene reordering. New to ActionBoards 1.5 is a Scene Transitions Tools menu. This menu is filled with simple scene transitions you can add to your animatic. It supports fade-ins and fade-outs, screen wipes, and even a cross dissolve. You can even add color card holds after a scene or transition with the Cut To buttons. If you add a transition you don't like, just simply move the playhead over the transition you want to remove and click the big red Remove button. The square of color next to it can be used to create user-inputted colors for fade-ins and cuts. Jumping back to the top of the Editorial Tools menu, there are the Export tools. Here you can change the preview quality of your video. This will also change the quality of the export. There is an option to export your animatic with or without burn-in information. There is also the option to export your video as a series of still images with the Render as Panel Sequence button, and the option to have each of your scenes render out as individual videos. You can even change the naming convention for these individual videos through the Add-ons Preferences menu as well. And one other super helpful feature of ActionBoards is the ability to import scenes from another Blender storyboard file that was created with ActionBoards. To do this, you can use the Select File to Import button, which is located underneath the button to access the thumbnail workspace. When I click the Select File to Import button, I'm prompted to select a .blend file. Note, this will only work with Blender files created with ActionBoards storyboarding structure. Regular blend files will not work. Once I select a file to import, it will append all the scenes from that storyboard file to the end of this one. This is super helpful, especially when it comes to conforming larger projects down the line. The preference menu for the add-on can be found under Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and then from there you can search for ActionBoards. There is a drop-down arrow next to the name ActionBoards. When you click it, a large menu will appear with a whole slew of user preferences. You can learn more about ActionBoards user preferences by reading the written docs on actionboards.ca or on the ActionBoards Discord. There's a link to the server in the video description. Well, this brings us to the end of this video series. I hope you enjoyed this peek into my creative workflow and found this overview of ActionBoards helpful. There's just so much more the add-on can do that I just didn't have time to fit into these videos, though there are tons more resources for the ActionBoards add-on that you can check out on this channel. If you haven't already, feel free to join the ActionBoards Discord community. It's a great place to connect with other artists, and I even host Q&A streams there as well. You can join the Discord community with the link in the description. Till next time, happy storyboarding!